Hello everyone, I'm Cloud and welcome to Anime No Mi. Today, continuing with the One Piece videos, we will continue with our battle videos comparing the skills and techniques of two One Piece characters, and we will see who could win if the two characters face each other in a battle. In this video we are going to compare the skills of Rayleigh, a former crew member of the King of Pirates, being the right hand of the greatest pirate who has passed the seas, who will be facing the skills of AKAINU, the current admiral of the Navy's fleet, and we will see which one of the two would win in a battle. And I already count on your help to leave your like in the video to support the channel. I also hope you subscribe if you're still new here, and leave your comments saying your opinions and what the next videos you want to see here on the channel. Now let's go to the video. Guys, AKAINU and Rayleigh have a different fighting style. AKAINU uses his punches along with his lava fruit, which allows him to deliver blows capable of piercing the body of his enemy because of the high temperature his fists reach. AKAINU is also able to throw lava through punches, although he doesn't use it often, as most of the attacks he uses are just using his punches to easily injure his enemy. Rayleigh uses swords, this being his main means of fighting. During the brief fights in which he appeared, Rayleigh only used his sword. But that doesn't mean he doesn't fight without his sword, as we saw when he stopped Marco with just one finger. As a former member and right-hand man of the crew of the King of Pirates, Rayleigh is a very strong character. Like his captain, he doesn't have a devil fruit, but he is very experienced in the use of haki, being able to easily defeat any enemy that stood in front of him. Even though he was not at his peak due to his advanced age, Rayleigh is still very skilled, even managing to fight on an equal footing against Kizaru, in which he managed to easily defend his blows and counterattack, a feat that not even Marco, Newgate's right-hand man, could do, proving that Rayleigh is still very strong. It is even said by Vouch's Shaki that Rayleigh's strength is 100 times that of the 11 supernovas that were in the Sabaody archipelago, further proving the fact that he is very strong. It is unknown how strong he was during his heyday, but because of his feats he was recognized as the Dark King, but it is yet to be shown or told why he received that title. However, we can assume that he may have something related to haki by the way he uses the power covering his sword to defeat his opponents. It could be these rays of his haki interpreted by those who witnessed it as darkness, because as we know, he doesn't have a devil fruit, so it's very likely that his title can be related to his haki. We don't know much about Sakazuki, but the little that was shown to us during the Battle of the Best, we can see that he is very powerful, even managing to deliver blows to Newgate. Even though Edward Newgate was at an advanced age, it is still quite a feat, as during the battle Newgate was able to defeat several sailors very easily. AKAINU also demonstrated his great strength fighting Aokiji. After the Battle of the Best, Sengoku retired from his post of Fleet Admiral and he went on to support Aokiji as a candidate to fill his post. However, many of the Sekai Sifu leaders appointed AKAINU. Aokiji then objected to having to obey AKAINU's orders as Fleet Admiral and fought him for the position. They fought in Punk Hazard, a battle that lasted 10 days. AKAINU ended up as the winner. Aokiji's body was left with several burns from his opponent's attacks, in addition to Aokiji losing even one of his legs during the fight. According to Smoker, the battle between the two was so fierce that it literally changed the climate of Punk Hazard Island, making the island half ice and half lava. A combat between Rayleigh and AKAINU would be very interesting to see because both are very powerful characters who have made great achievements in their trajectory, in which they fought with very powerful pirates and admirals. As said before, Rayleigh is a great swordsman, being able to deliver powerful and fast blows, in addition to being very experienced in the use of all haki. Rayleigh even taught Luffy to learn how to use haki. Possibly in his prime his power as a swordsman was much greater than Mihawk's, as he was second in command on the Pirate King's vessel. So he was not a simple swordsman. In a confrontation between him and AKAINU it would be difficult to know who would win the confrontation, because AKAINU possesses great destructive power, so he is able to easily pierce or explode something with his lava fruit, so depending on the rarity of Rayleigh's sword, AKAINU could easily melt it. Remembering that there was a time skip, so AKAINU's strength may have increased even more, since as a member of the Navy who occupies a great position, he has to keep his body in shape to be able to fight his opponents. Rayleigh doesn't train anymore because he decided to change his life, living peacefully with Vouch's Shaki in the Sabaody archipelago, and his body doesn't have the same reflexes as when he was young, so AKAINU can have a big advantage during combat, but Rayleigh is still a big user in the use of haki, so this can make up for his advanced age. It is not known exactly what level of the three hakis Rayleigh possesses, but he most likely possesses the three advanced hakis. Having traveled the Grand Line along with the Pirate King, he may have learned to use his haki in a variety of ways. As we have seen, he can use the emission that allows the user to project their haki stream at a short distance from their own body. This method allows the user to damage the target without making physical contact, but he still needs to remain relatively close. As it is an advanced haki technique, it is very efficient, being able to overcome the haki of less experienced users. In addition to being able to hit enemies without physical contact, this favors the user, as he would not need to come into contact with the opponent's attack, causing his punch to touch his enemy first. This technique is also possible while using Busashoko Haki, in which he uses Busashoko Haki to protect certain area of his body. The emission also allows him to repel an enemy without making direct contact or using brute force. Whenever emission users clash, the Haki emitted clashes rather than making direct physical contact with each other, giving the impression that they don't touch, as shown in the fight between the Pirate King and Newgate. Sakazuki also has this technique of Haki demonstrated during the Battle of the Best, which he uses in his fight with Edward Newgate and against other pirates, but we don't know if he uses advanced Haki. AKAINU has very good Haki control, but we don't know if at the same level of power as Rayleigh. In addition, we saw another technique being used by Luffy and Rayleigh, the internal destruction technique, which is even more powerful than the emission. Being a very difficult technique to learn, this technique allows the user's Haki to enter the target's body and destroy them from the inside out. With this technique, the user ignores any defense of the opponent, thus managing to cause great damage inside the enemy's body. Rayleigh also has a great advantage. He has advanced Hoshiko Haki that allows him to use an incredible technique. Internal destruction can also be a very powerful technique that involves the use of Hoshiko Haki, as this technique is very rare. Only few characters have it. So far, only powerful pirates have been shown using this power. A very small number of strong characters are users of Hoshiko Haki, and even fewer are capable of using this advanced power. Inserting power into the body and items using Conqueror Power, a form very similar to Busashoko Haki, greatly increasing the power of attacks. After inserting Hoshiko into the punches, Haki is emitted from the part where the user wishes to focus their true power, as seen in the ace sword used by the Pirate King, the Murakomajiri, Kaido's Kanabo, Big Mom's fists, and Luffy's fists and kicks. This use of Hoshiko gives an immense boost to the user's attack power. With this power, he is able to even rival a Yonko. We saw this happen with Luffy. After learning the technique, he was able to match his power with that of Kaido, the man who is known as the most powerful creature in the world. So because this technique is very rare, it is very powerful. Users who have this technique are considered the strongest, and clearly Rayleigh is included in this list. With this ability, Luffy was able to attack Kaido without even touching him, and was even able to injure the Yonko. Meanwhile, his attacks with advanced Busashoko Haki were not able to be effective, and it didn't even do him any damage. This power allowed Luffy to be able to deflect Kaido's Kanabo with a kick, while the most he could previously do with his advanced Busashoko Haki was to defend himself. Even though he trained a lot to the point of being able to block the Kanabo's attacks with his arms, Luffy was injured with every blow. All advanced Hoshiko Haki users are able to master advanced Busashoko Haki, which allows them to use both at the same time, with advanced Hoshiko Haki being most effective against strong opponents. The advanced Hoshiko Haki can also be used to attack a target without making physical contact, thus being able to use the power of Hoshiko in its strikes. However, the skill should not be related to not making physical contact, as it is shown that the blows can also make physical contact with the object or people they strike at. So we can conclude that even though Rayleigh is not at his peak, he is still able to face AKAINU on an equal footing, thus managing to cause great damage to his body for having one of the best uses of Haki. But the same can happen with AKAINU, as he has great destructive power, which allows him to easily take Rayleigh's life if he manages to touch him, becoming a fight where every blow can be decisive. Because both have the ability to defeat each other, but the winner would be based on whoever analyzed the other's moves better, something that Rayleigh could take advantage of since, as a swordsman, he analyzes his opponents so that he can deliver slashing blows. But as we know, a lot depends on factors to know who would win. But now I want to know about your opinion. In a serious fight between them, who would win? Would advanced Haki allow Rayleigh to defeat AKAINU, or could AKAINU's devil fruit strength defeat Rayleigh? Leave your opinion in the comments. Thanks to all of you for watching the video to the end. I hope you enjoyed the content and information in today's video. We hope that we will always continue together talking about the news of the anime and the manga, so comment your doubts, news, or what you think will happen in the anime in the future. Also comment on the new videos you want to see here on the channel. We'll see you again in the next video. I'll wait for you here. Bye.